Look at that. It's so elegant. I just really want it. And this hat. Oh, it's so cute.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Thank you.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Paimon's just gonna hoover up all of this food.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
Look at the garlic bread.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
It's certainly worth celebrating. It was a pleasure working with you.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Alright, Paimon, you can stash some for later, can't you?
Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Probably not. I don't know.
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
No.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Weren't all the victims quite sort of similar in looks or whatever? There was a reason they're being chosen. Do you think it's like a genetic trait and they're maybe thinking that they can counteract this prophecy in their own, like, disturbed way? I don't know. Tinfoil hats on again.
Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Hmm.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct.
Right.
It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough. Which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exists.
Okay.
Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right?
Well, I'm curious personally. I don't know about Traveler, but for me, yes, I would like to know more.
Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
We wanted to ask the Hydro Archon for some information, but we haven't had much opportunity to do so.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
She was probably sulking because she lost.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon.
Indeed it was.
I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Maybe we can meet Hydro Daddy instead. That I would be down for.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
What do you have in mind?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance.
Well, that seems like an awful lot of effort.
I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
Yeah, but Paimon, you were doing such a good job as Detective Paimon before.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
I don't think that's a good idea either. I mean, we might get arrested. So maybe. Actually, you're onto something, Navia.
I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Oh, Paimon. Maybe we do. We can get judged. But no.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
How can you overlook something like that?
All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing
That's true.
citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
It's worth a try.
Why don't we
Maybe.
give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
As long as she doesn't start falsely accusing us of some nonsense.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
My Fanta, shut up.
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Salty? I don't think it's supposed to taste salty though, is it? My drink also tasted that way too.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
Well, Paimon's happy.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
You could try walking, you know.
Nah, that would be so... normal. You know, like you.
What do you mean by that, Paimon?
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
That was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
She does not care.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority.
Thank you.
In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
Alright, bye.
See ya!
I feel really bad now. Oh, Jesus, Paimon, why were you there?
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Yes, the boat we took.
Vache.
It's that voice again.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Yes, and it's clearer than it was during the day.
Ugh. That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Now, why would we do that, Paimon? There might be ghosts.
Vache. Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
I can feel strong emotions.
Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right?
Yes, Paimon.
Hey, traveler! Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Well, that's not ominous. Okay. Where is this?
Vache. Are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache?
No, sorry,
Do you
bro.
know where my love is?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
I'm Panda, that's who.
How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
You were once human?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who has lost their form.
You lost your form. Oh, the people who got dissolved?
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Light blue water, could that have been? Could she be one of the girls who were dissolved?
I also remember going to many places.
Yes, the
I
word that
loved
will not be
adventure,
mentioned.
Loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me. And I also loved him equally as much.
Okay.
But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
Do you need me to find him?
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
I believe it will be hard for him to forget you.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing.
Okay.
If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
That means Vache was a witness to the fact you were dissolved.
Is that what you call it?
Yes.
Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface.
All right.
I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
It seems that after the body is dissolved, some measure of the consciousness still remains.
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think.
Is that Paimon?
Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
All right. Maybe Vache's like Sketchy. I think everyone's sketchy. Oh, Paimon.
Come on, hurry! Navia's outnumbered!
What is going on? How did this happen?
Demoiselle, look out!
Oh, she's a claymore user. White blind. Nice.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
Yeah, why are they here? Ah, Clawhand.
Chlorand?
Is she helping? Question mark. I like her shoes.
Quick, now's our chance!
I hope she gets to use that gun, like the pistol, when she becomes playable. Because that's cool. What's your story then? I need to know. The gossip, please.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I
Hmm.
followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Okay.
Do not speak of my father!
Right.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Chlorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Emotional damage, no thank you.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful.
Okay.
Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago.
Right.
They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law.
So someone's been making them.
I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means,
Of course.
deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish.
Yeah, her design's really nice,
Regardless.
isn't it?
Thank you for your help today, Chlorand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I didn't think her hair was as long as it is, but it seems to go quite far down, doesn't it?
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Alright. For some reason, I thought she had, like, short hair.
Right.
But no.
I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Chlorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
Yeah, what happened here?
I know, she's...
With the gooseberries again. What just happened? Who was that?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for!
She does have a nice design, yes. I like Navia.
Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
She was the one that Tartaglia said he was going to go fight, right? Or at least like some of her people. Because he wanted to test his mettle, so to speak, against the champion duelists. Thanks for the rescue, Navia.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast.
All right.
As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
Won't you be dead by that point, bro?
If
Never
it
mind.
were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Traveler's like, okay.
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases
The
when I
salt.
suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
I thought it tasted strange as well, but I couldn't be sure.
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
It was pink. That's why I thought they were drinking like pink tea or something, you know, rose tea. But when she said Fanta, I was like, well, maybe it was that. What's the pink one? Is it like tropical or something? There's a tropical Fanta. Maybe it was that.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Oh my god, they wanted to dissolve her. That's so messed up.
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
We've got a sussy person in the midst.
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Maybe... I don't know. Is it one of these boys who's sussy?
Huh.
Hmm.
Really?
Fortunately, Paimon, neither of us are from Fontaine. Otherwise, we would have been...
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no trace at all.
I don't know. Everyone's a suspect. I'm paranoid.
That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Because we got close to the truth. Ah.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process.
Yes.
Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, we had like the wildest dream. Would you like to hear about it?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now.
Okay, good.
He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again.
Hmm.
Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too. But it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
According to Lynette, the ability to hear voices like that has to do with one's sensitivity to the hydro element, and Paimon has previously not really had any sort of elemental affiliation, but I guess because she drank the stuff, she kind of absorbed that ability somehow.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
Maybe.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
I also gained some new intel.
New intel?
Hmm.
While you were out cold?
Yes.
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing women. A person named Vache was a witness when she dissolved.
Oh, that is important.
Hmm. Now we need to find out who this man is, or person, rather. Sorry, I'm assuming. You tell everyone about what happened while you were connected to the Oceanid's
Lachey.
consciousness.
That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene.
Mm.
But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
If he's still alive, we should try searching for him.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
All right, partner.
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Yes.
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right?
Yes.
And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Messing with us will cost them.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
Look at how happy she is. Oh my god.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
Thank you.
We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Sounds good to me.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
I hope so. Ah, here we go. Sussy basement.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
Yes. All right, sure.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Sounds good to me. How far do we need to go? My goodness. All the way to the sewers. Very nice. Did I hear someone breathing in my ear?
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
No, it's not what I imagined either, but I'm for it. It's kind of like the underworld, isn't it?
Your accommodations have been arranged.
From Star
Under
Isle.
the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Thank you.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
Like her hat, it's good, isn't it?
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Okay.
Your father, he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand.
Oh, wow. Hopefully, we're not going to be causing too many issues with this, this particular question.
My father's name is Callus.
Mm.
Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets.
Okay.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial.
Oh.
He died in the duelist's ring.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up.
Who would do that? Who would set him
At
up?
the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence.
Right.
But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena.
That's horrible.
3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
Do you have any clues as to why?
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Right.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
I get
That's
it.
right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth.
Alright. Well, I'll help. If I can.
If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Seeking the truth for the sake of your family. You know, we're quite alike in this regard.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
Calm down, bro.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
That's rough.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
Yep.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
And we need to find out who's behind all these disappearances. It's sussy
There
AF.
is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Right. I understand the tension. Got it.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
No wonder the mood was a little strange between the two of you.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either.
Yeah, I get that. She's just doing her job, right?
She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Then that indicates that he intended to die in that duel.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me?
To keep you safe, I'm guessing. Like, so those people who he was dealing with didn't come after you, maybe.
All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
No, it's alright. I understand how important this is to you.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yes, okay.
Paimon's feet.
What did you do, Paimon? Well, actually, you did wake me up.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Thanks. Rest in my room. peaceful night passes under the Spina di Rosula's observational.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe.
No worries, Panda. Thanks for hanging out.
Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
Are they sleeping?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
I actually visited that place today. I opened up the waypoint in Poisson.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back.
Hmm.
But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
It's dedicated to the cause. I respect it.
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
Very curious.
I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Okay.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to.
Okay, where's that?
That is the archives kept by Chief Justice Navia, a place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept.
I mean, if it gives me an excuse to go see him again, please sign me up.
If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
Okay.
So Nervalette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you.
I mean, honestly, I'd hope so, because you kind of need to have that just in case you need to refer to them again at some point, but sure.
In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we?
Yes. I'm going. Don't worry, I'll go.
Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
You do not need to tell me twice. Oh, this is fancy. Let me take a look first. I can't even get in there. Oh, come on, man. I know these might be other people's offices, but I still want to have a look. Whoops, sorry, man.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Ugh, it's one of these things.
This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalette's files are really secure.
Yeah, Paimon.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
I don't like them. They are scary. I mean, look at it. No, it's evil.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Yes, we were.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
It is now. Don't worry about it, man.
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
You can trust us. Believe me. Not a blatant lie.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Don't get fired, alright? But hey, he's just inside, is he? Knock on the door. Honey, I've come for my
Please
date.
come in.
Oh, yes, thank you. Oh. Yes, please. What are you reading? Is it interesting?
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you for not being angry.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Okay, I can do that. I can wait. I'll admire the view.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
It is true. I thought he was going to be like super strict when I first saw his design, but he's actually really sweet. And I'm for it. Mwah.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years.
Okay. That's not really what we needed to hear.
There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Okay. Maybe that was just a name he told that woman. Guess that's that, so we're back to square one.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
It's one hell of a trip.
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
Okay.
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret?
Maybe?
No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort.
Right.
You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead.
Isn't that because of the rules, though? I don't know.
In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel?
Oh no, dude, don't cry.
Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything.
I get it, man.
There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything.
Perhaps they just didn't know how to. I don't know.
Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. Bye.
Navia, are you okay?
It's raining, look.
I'm fine.
Hydro Dragon, please don't cry.
Rain. It's raining.
Yes, it is. Always rains on a trial day, as they said. I wonder why.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Yeah, very strange, Paimon.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Rain. He's crying now because he knows he's sad.
What is
Sad
it?
man.
Did you think of something?
Your father's case, was he outside when it happened? Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there was something you didn't know at the time.
Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
The fact that people can be turned into water.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Also because we have that lab in the sky. There was an accident, wasn't there? When we were sightseeing on the boat. Is that where they're located, do we think? Is that where the scientists are doing all this shady stuff?
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
I don't mind. You can go first. I'll join you later.
All right. Then I'll wait for you at Poisson.
Okay. Can I go back in? I wonder if see if he's okay. Is he alright? Can I get in his room? Fuck. Sorry. Bother. Rude word. Ah. I hope he's okay. Hello. Oh god. She's waving at me.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
It's actually a really cool little zone, this.
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
Oh, okay.
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our tastes in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common.
They do have a lot of nautical themes on their outfits. Like, she's got the ship's sort of steering wheel and then, like, anchor type themes.
A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
I think I'm starting to get why you like it.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Maybe Nathan Drake's gonna just, like, pop out. Daddy Drake.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home. Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Malus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could the mastermind be the same person?
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson.
Okay.
At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Oh boy.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects.
Oh boy.
Such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything.
God.
It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield.
I get it.
Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant.
All right.
The man's name was Jacques. He
Jacques,
felt greatly
okay.
ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food.
And Jacques got murdered.
But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it?
Hmm.
In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all.
Hmm.
Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
So they could have belonged to someone who got dissolved.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet.
Right.
But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
It's also, maybe your father got into an argument with Jacques, but it's also possible that the third person was to blame.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Why don't they have fingerprints? I don't know. That's
Jacques
bothering
was
me.
an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions.
Right.
It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth.
Because he could have picked up the gun that had been dropped. Mind you, if it dropped into the water where that man had dissolved, maybe some of the fingerprints had got washed off.
On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
Because that guy could have been shooting at Jacques and then aimed at her dad, but missed before, like, dissolving himself because he wanted to silence both of them. And then it would look like they did a duel to the death. I don't know.
Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
Yeah, they seem like some really dodgy people.
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives.
Yeah, we do. We need Paimon to enter the Poirot arc.
There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark.
To keep you safe. I get why. I get it.
What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing. Did he
Oh, I'm so
think I'd
sorry.
just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly?
My finger twitched. I'm really sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
I understand.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, Demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Malus.
He's like Alfred.
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case.
And then she can be Batman. And Apocalypse, thanks for that follow.
But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Oof.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he
There is, yeah.
had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
Hence why he was okay with dying.
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety.
He had nothing left to lose.
5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina de Rosula about the details.
Okay.
But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No. I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
Well,
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful were still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
dude, she is having a rough day today. I am really sorry, man.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Couldn't he have just given it to me straight?
And the stretch, yes. I just started stretching, so please make sure that you stretch your legs too.
No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
He gave you the choice to live how you want.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced.
Right, okay.
Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
All right.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
I don't think that's wise, Paimon.
You mustn't forget
Not
that
wise.
we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture.
All right.
But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case.
Yeah.
We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
There is definitely a mole or three.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all.
He is
I
even the
live but
butler.
to
Nice.
serve the boss and Demoiselle's will.
He is just Alfred. I love
I've
it.
always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors.
I don't trust that silver guy. Like, I'm not being funny, unless he's like the evil mastermind. Like, he's putting on this like act. No one is safe. I'm just accusing everyone. I'm as bad as Farina at this point. The tinfoil hat is not coming off. I don't know. That silver guy is weird. I get really bad vibes from him, but maybe I'm wrong.
If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
Okay.
The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Okay.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time.
Hmm.
There's someone else like him too.
Marcel.
Marcel, the head of
Okay.
Confrérie of Cabriere.
Uncle Marcel.
What is this confrérie?
It's a guild in Poisson.
Okay.
The boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
Sure.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities.
Alrighty.
Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
Real question is, does he have the sussy eyebrows? Because that will obviously allow me to reach my full judgment.
I see.
Probably
These
incorrectly,
are all
but
people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
they are indeed.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death.
Yes.
After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to me.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
And that we shall. I am confident in our abilities. Oh god. Evidence time. Where's Malus? Here he is.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
That kid looks like she's got a plan, and I don't like it. She does have a plan. Adele.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
Let's not bother her for now.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support.
Okay.
I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing
Oh,
compared to the
yeah,
loss of
okay.
Jacques?
Now I'm caught up. People wondering what's going on YouTube. Yes, I've taken a break. There's been a few days in between playing, and now we're returning to it, but this will be all patched together in one go, so I apologize. I'm back on track.
I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, My daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callus came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately.
Ah.
He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Right.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
Wait, does that mean someone ordered Jacques to take out Callus?
I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which
Intriguing.
is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Because bad people got to him, I guess, kid. I don't know.
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done so to give you a better life.
This must be really rough on her, finding out that it wasn't initially as she had thought. Like, this seems to be far worse.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Well, that's good. Okay, Jacques' family believes that he had struggled greatly with the order to kill Callus. Did Callus act in self-defense, or was there more to the incident? That is what we need to find out. Now, where am I
Are
going?
you okay, Navia?
Oh, shh.
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
Sure.
Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Florent, where are
I'll get myself
you?
together on the way.
I remember
So
seeing him.
Please don't worry.
Florent, where are you, son? There.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
Yep.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. so we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after?
2 gunshots, right.
My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
Did they ever check to see how many bullets were fired? Or did they just say, he must have done it because he had the gun in his hand? I don't know if they did.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the
Okay.
first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've
Right.
never really bought that explanation.
I mean, it could be self-defense still, couldn't it? Like, if Jacques took aim first at Callas, fired, missed, and then he shot again.
Reason
know.
being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table.
Okay.
I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person.
How many guns did he own?
About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
It's very possible.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
And we need to find out who this third person could have been.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys?
Mm-hmm.
But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us?
Because it's too dangerous to. Because it seemed like it was tied with the lab or whatever. Those people making Sant or whatever it was. That substance that turns people into water, the potion, that can be very dangerous. But no, it is the same. It's the same story.
He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
No, he's probably scared. I think he wanted to protect his daughter.
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today.
Right.
No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
I like his mustache, but I don't trust him at the same time.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
But then I'm not trusting anyone at the moment. I'm just like, no, you're suspicious. You're suspicious.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Okay, I'm going to be judgmental. I think this guy has the sussy eyebrows, so I'm really not convinced.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does.
Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Well, did you?
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson.
No, I don't like it.
Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
We're just chilling, man.
Yes. These two are my partners.
Yes.
What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
I mean, that would be nice, but I don't trust him because he might remove some of the evidence that we need that's in those case files.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
We need to know that because she was attacked by them.
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Look at he's smiling as well. I don't trust him. Look at him. Dodgy.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them.
Okay.
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage.
Paimon's listening because food was mentioned. Love it.
If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex.
Okay.
Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Yes, makes sense.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Whoa.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia.
She's very trusting. I'm not. I've still got my eye on you, pal.
Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation.
Thank you. You're not off the hook.
I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Okay.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel.
Mm.
Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Okay. After waiting for a while, Marcel arrives in a hurry.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Mm.
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
I feel like the entire of the city or the continent was in there, or so it felt anyway.
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive.
Look at Paimon. She's like, yes, I did this with my amazing glasses on. Aren't I great? Yeah, good job, Paimon.
To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Sounds good to me, honestly.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Why? Why's that, Paimon?
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
It sure is, sir.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea.
Look at it. Oh, it's so dapper. How can I not have that in my teapot? I need it.
If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past.
Okay, what do you know about this, though, man?
But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory.
I don't know, that seems like an excuse, but maybe I'm just being mean.
The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests.
Okay.
Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
You only heard one.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora.
He has motive too, though, doesn't he?
All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Okay, buddy. Right. I don't know. I don't trust anyone, I swear. Look, she's pink. It's so cute. His little cane and his tail. And he's looking at me. He's checking me out. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, no one will miss these dogs if I steal them. Like, maybe they belong to those ladies. Don't look. I'm going to take them home with me. It's fine.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
Right.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Really, Paimon? I don't know. I'm just like, I don't trust any of you, but that's just me. None of them really stood out as a suspect.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
Yes, let's go.
But where should we start?
Jacques' motive.
Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
If I was Jacques, I wouldn't have fired a shot at all.
Oh? And why is that?
Could he guarantee his safety after killing Callus? No, he'd have been thrown under the bus.
That's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father.
Seems the third person was the one who derailed everything.
Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible.
We could be walking into a trap, though. This might be what they want.
But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Marcel, probably, because he's got the money.
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex.
Also, they're related. Look at the family.
It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
I don't know. People do silly things. Maybe it was someone else. Well, Thierry then. Well, maybe Florent then, I guess.
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
But then so was Thierry. He could do it, but he can't afford to get his own.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a
Or is
whole
it just
group so
Thierry?
quickly.
Catherine would be out of a job. Well, I guess it's Thierry then.
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Well, then it's a bunch of them. It's a collaboration. A complete syndicate, like a new one.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Who could it be?
Oh, so this was all rhetorical? I don't know. I haven't got enough information.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Also, because they just had me that whole thing where we were just going through it, and now it made me doubt myself. But then Marcel was lying about the gunshot. He only said he heard 1, whereas everyone else is saying they heard 2, which I didn't really like. And then, no, it wasn't Uncle Marcel. It wasn't him. Shut up. It was. It was all of them. I'll throw them all in jail. I'd be a tyrant. That's just me. Anyway, rant over.
Could we be missing other suspects?
Yes.
Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these 3, did he?
We were definitely missing because there was one person in the notebook that we hadn't seen. But throw them all in jail. They're all going to jail.
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the 3, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well.
Did he admit himself then? Or maybe he was admitting Silver. I was suspicious of him too.
The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
He is someone who's very close to you after all.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
The synth production base.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now.
No.
We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Yes. That's what I've been saying since day 1, but never
Navia,
mind.
Here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
I still don't trust him. I'm sorry. Into jail with you, sir. I'm mad.
Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
So angry.
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Oh, why? What? Huh?
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Child, what have you been doing?
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, I've got his vision in my pocket. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
He's one of our best mates.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
Yes. Because how old is Tartaglia supposed to be? Real talk. He's like 20-something, right? 23, 25 tops. These disappearances started like 20 years ago. So are they actually saying if he's behind all of these things, he was doing it when he was like 5, when he was like 3, when he was just a baby, he was going, Mama, Papa, I'm going over to Fontaine. I'm leaving Snezhnaya and I am going to make these women disintegrate into water. I will see you again soon. And then he just comes over, does his business, and then goes back. In diapers. Sure, okay. I don't buy that. Who came up with this theory? Was that Farina again? Oh, she makes me mad.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
No, he's just chilling. He's Mr. Worldwide.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away.
They could be immortal too. That's true, exactly. It's someone else.
If the charge against him stands,
someone close.
It will be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Okay.
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
Right.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
I'm busting down that door. I'm be Ace Attorney. Let's split up.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean?
You can go to Irenaeus while I'll go investigate that place. I'm confident in my combat abilities.
Just as expected of my partner.
Yeah, she jumps the gun a bit too much, doesn't she? I know she's supposed to, but
Since
my
this
goodness.
is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity.
Okay.
All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence.
Okay.
It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Leave it to me. Off to Irenaeus we go.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Lenny's trial.
Yes.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
Oh, Jesus. It's them again.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so we understand.
Ah, Malou, Silver, when did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
Okay.
See you then!
Right. There's no way it's Tartaglia. Come on, get a grip. Who was it? I'm angry. I'm mad. Are we getting a cutscene?
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
No, he's not going to accept that. Doesn't he get a defense lawyer? Like, what?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of.
Yeah, it's because they just pull it out their ass, man. It's wild.
However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right?
No worries.
In which case, As long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received.
He's all about that. He wants to just fight, fight, fight.
When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House.
It's your favorite character, Panda.
Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
Damn, he's going hardcore, isn't he?
No. That's not what I meant.
You're scared?
Alas,
You
it
should
would appear
be.
that communication with the defendant is going poorly.
Yes.
We have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
He's fancy. He is. He's my man. One of many. This is the one I'm saving up for. He will be mine. It's just a fact. He will be.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
Because you'll have got it wrong, dude.
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Okay.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics?
Well, she's just adding to it now, so it's fine. Thanks for buying us time.
We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
I just don't get the reasoning, like, at all. He was just here. He's Fatui. Oh my gosh, that's reason enough.
Now then, Miss Navia.
Okay.
Who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Marcel, here we go. Throwing him under the bus.
The head of Confrérie of Cabriere.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
That's Twitter. Twitter personified.
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
Damn.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court.
Do they have any? Like, I just don't know.
Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
After some time, a shocked and confused Marcel is brought to the stands.
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Why? You should be allowed one.
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
Oh.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful.
I'm bringing up that thing about the 2 shots, and he heard 1.
Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
Yes.
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
And while we get evidence.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Okay.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
Look, sick eye patch, bro.
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarande in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Okay.
These are the known facts about the case.
Now I actually have to do some work. I was too busy listening to him reading me a story. He needs to read more to me, please.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him.
Right.
After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
I guess. There we go.
The testimony of the victim's family confirms
Hey,
that
Rebecca.
Jacques had thoughts of
And hey,
assassinating
pirate.
Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Yes. First shot must have missed. It's based on the circumstances where there is no third person on the scene. There is a method that can do that, right? This person, that one, right? Oh no. Is it that one then? A possible existence, yeah, there we go, it's the clothes. Where is it, that one? Clothing.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Indeed. I'd like to listen to him all day. Fontaine.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
So they just get dissolved completely.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
And so they just get removed completely. I was thinking that maybe you could just put them into a jar and then reassemble them, but I think that's just me getting too excited. I thought I had to refute the top one as well because it was blue, but alright, never mind.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
It's a good way of getting rid of people. And Rebecca, thank you for gifting that sub to Pirate. Thank you.
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Yep.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
No, just keep talking, buddy. Don't tell him.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
She sounds... You mean Farina sounds more mature? She still has that bratty nature, though. It's kind of like Fischl, but a little older. Claims.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Jeez. I'd throw her out. She needs to be arrested for shouting in court. Get out, woman.
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
Hey, Sorrow, how's it going?
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
Indeed.
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand.
Now's your time.
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
Indeed.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die.
Her eyes are like super intense.
I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
There we have it. They are pretty, yeah. I'm glad you're having fun, Sorrow.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
Yeah, bro. Glad you're on the same page.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing two gunshots.
Yep.
And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous.
Don't worry about it, champ.
I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again.
Okay, go on
I'm
then.
a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
Right.
But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
Well, surely this evidence alone clears Tartaglia. Like, come on, bro.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Don't know.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date
No,
of my
exactly.
first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances?
Like, how are they saying that he can do it? Like, get a grip, bro.
You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time.
Those could be forged, though, couldn't they?
Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings.
Come on, Traveler, you need to have this evidence, please.
Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
Yeah, okay. Nice try.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Vacher sashayed, he did. A little while earlier, at the entrance to the synth production base. Dun da da. Oh my god. We are back. We are ready to play.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
We did.
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
If I'm not mistaken, he's being charged by Navia as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
Yep. We desperately need this evidence. Experiment table.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Paimon's just been traumatized. Stop laughing. It's not funny. Okay. It's awkward. That's why I'm laughing. It's not because it's actually funny. Okay, that was actually funny. I'm sorry, Paimon. Calm down.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before.
Oh, Paimon.
How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone?
I don't know. You met Dottore. We read his journals. It happens.
You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Okay, I'm curious. I want to know more. The goal of the researcher is to save his lover, a woman called Vignere. Vignere. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. Who was dissolved. Why was she dissolved?
So that's why you did all of these experiments.
Yeah, there's always a story.
Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
There's another name here, Vacher. Here we go.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
No, he's the researcher.
You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these Experiments?
Yes, he signed off on a bunch of the reports. The victim was that woman.
So that's it. Vacher was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more to this than meets the eye. Maybe she was like sick and he was hoping that if he dissolved her, like the bad stuff would go away once he resurrected her from the water. I don't know, man.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Good job, Paimon. I'm proud of you. Right, there we go. Well, that was fun. I need to know more about these experiments, just because I'm curious.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There's so many.
Mixing in progress, ready to drink, stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Don't touch it. Well, that definitely proves that this is where they produce synth.
Yep, it's super obvious.
Okay, we've got a record of all of that. Good. There's something over here.
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
I think those are souvenirs. Maybe. I don't know. There's a name too.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
They probably belong to the victims, Paimon.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here?
Yeah, bro. I think I've done this in the wrong order. I just saw the experiment table and got too excited. I'm sorry.
And then they were turned into water.
Yes.
And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
Oh no, Paimon. Right. So now that we've done this, let's move over here, shall we? Do it in order.
Look! There's an important-looking basin over here. And it's full of water.
That must be the water from the primordial sea.
That means this is where they make all the synth. And that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human.
Paimon will have nightmares for a week, probably, if not longer than that. We've just ruined her for life.
Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Good job, Paimon. I'm proud of you. Again, I'm proud of you. I'm sorry for laughing. Bookshelf. We need notes.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
It's probably related to his and Jacques' case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and
Right.
Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it.
There we go. This is what we were saying. I would say poor Paimon. Ah, it is poor Paimon.
This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Is there anything else?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand.
There we go.
He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely.
Poor Paimon.
I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
They planned this well in advance.
They're all just so evil.
Clues concerning the Callus case were found inside the bookshelf. Right. When do we get to eat Paimon? Never.
At almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But
Who really is Vache?
yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity.
Nothing concrete, anyway.
No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago.
Emergency food. No.
That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Clever, but maybe not clever enough. Let's look again.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
That's so funny. It's kind of cute, though. It's kind of cute. I like the determination, Paimon.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Picture, like a locket with his photograph. After some time.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Have you tried looking in your diaper pockets, Paimon? Because I'm pretty sure you've got some in there. Paimon, I found it.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see.
Ooh. And not...
Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
Yes. It is.
Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Take a look at this page. She made a list of baby names. I can't read that. I'm so sorry. The hell does that say?
So many. A whole page's worth. But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them?
Maybe.
The final name she decided on was Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Venier's grown son?
Let's go, Paimon.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
Right, Marcel. Is that really what that said? Dude, I couldn't read it. After obtaining the final piece of key evidence, you race back to the Opera Epiclese.
And whose image do you see, Marcel?
It is your face, boy.
Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
You're welcome.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
I mean, honestly, it was me who was doing it, so you're more than welcome to arrest me if you wish, please. Just do it. It's fine. I'll accept the charges.
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
We found a lot of stuff. Just you wait. It's exciting. You say you've never heard of Vache. Where is Marcel, the diary? Here we go.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
The biggest twist in the story is that he's using his words again and it's not Paimon. Oh my god. I don't think my heart can take that.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
Oh, she likes this story. Got it. Okay.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong?
He's got nothing.
You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me.
But why was she dissolved?
They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever.
So he was a serial killer. Wow.
You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place.
Oh.
So I can't be dissolved. No matter what I do.
Well, maybe you could go in some water and then stay there. And then you're kind of at one with the water then, right? I don't know.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back?
You could get some help.
I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Yeah, about time.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier. A promise. We made a promise. Vignier. Vignier. Please, Vignier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
Bro, you were literally like abducting people and dissolving them. Not a good look.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
I never had any anyway. Never mind, moving on. Don't get onto this again.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Neuvillette proceeds to review and compile.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson.
And then he found his victims. Disgusting.
During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rasula.
Right.
After exchanging blows with Spina di Rasula for many years, Vache decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method.
Right.
However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Well done, us. Very good job. Can I just say, I really like his eyeliner. It is amazing. I wish I could draw mine that good. It's very hit and miss for me.
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vache.
Not just guilty. Giga guilty. Oh my gosh! Kafka's coming again. Warp ticket. What is the result? We've got a rainbow. That means super guilty.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Obviously.
Guards! Take Vache away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
I thought, for a second, I thought he said, it's over for now. And I was like, excuse me? Are you planning on being a copycat? Get out.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yeah, that's what they all say.
We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Navia? Well, it's a lot. She's now coming to terms with what actually happened. God damn it, we're back. Yeah, that was a quick oopsie poopsie.
Mademoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner.
Aww.
See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
Why are you talking?
Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide.
Oh.
Either way,
just walking
I've still
out.
got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me.
See you later, mate.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
No, I don't hate him. I just like being a bit mean to him at times. Panda hates him. I wouldn't have pulled for this guy if I didn't like him.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
He's just a silly Billy.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
No, because you had a formal report written, so you need to have the wish ticket, bro. Come on. Maybe you'll get Kafka too.
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
All right.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Yeah, get that wish ticket out, man. Go on, do it again, please. I want to see the animation. Oh, never mind.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
Guilty of what? Like his face! Bro, there is no way.
Hey, hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent?
I don't think he's laughing, my friend.
What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
Excuse me? Exactly.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
Well, then that's a flaw with the system, isn't it?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Child has been declared guilty by the Oratrice. Just what is going on here?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict.
Why, though?
Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
He's not gonna go down liking that, is he? Look at him, he's mega mad. I mean, at least you get this fight, bro.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Ow.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Dude, he just zoomed. Oh no. I'll kiss it better, don't worry. He just like one shot.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been here already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
Wow.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Interesting. If even the Chief Justice doesn't know, then we have no choice but to ask the Archon herself. More concerned about a scratch on his... Yeah, I mean, like, okay. Let me just sort of say this. There is a hierarchy. And I do like Mr. Tartaglia, but he's not as high on the list as some other people. So I'm sorry. I was concerned about the scratch on his face. He just stomped on Chanton to chill. Yeah, like, who is this guy? What secrets do you hide, sir? Because I would like to know them all, please.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it!
It's your machine, lady.
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
Jesus.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
Why is she screaming? She needs to go to her bedroom. It's past nap time.
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
But she likes attention. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's looking at you now. Yeah, the voice actor is doing a really good job.
Yeah, unreliable or not, can results like this really be called justice?
No.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
No, but she's saving face, Paimon, just shush.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
Yeah, okay then. I'm sure it was.
And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable!
He is dangerous, she's not wrong.
All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
Well, at least she recognizes it's past nap time, so now she's going.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Way to pull the rug out from under her. I wonder who is messing with it, though. I wonder why.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity.
Aww.
Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
That's really nice.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, hello. Can I talk to him?
Oh, Monsieur Nervalette! That power you showed when you took him down.
Mmm.
Who are you really?
Look at how coy Paimon is when she's asking. That's so funny.
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce it, then it makes a mockery of justice.
Why, are you expecting all of those people to be able to one-shot them? I don't think so. But alright. God, he is so pretty. I need a picture of him right now. Yeah, get your bow bro. Nice. I like his shoes as well. And the back part. So elegant. Anyways. I don't want to leave. I just want to stay here. This is the end of the Archon quest now. This is my time. Ugh. Nah, bye. I suppose I have to. Everyone's just going, what are you doing? Being a simp. That is what.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Hello, brother?
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
I'll never see him again. No.
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list!
No, wait! I just
Oh.
want to ask the traveler
There.
something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Okay.
Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
She's in the fountain, my guy.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Yes, I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it?
It was around the Fountain of Lucine, something to do with my sensitivity to the hydro element.
The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
Humans, huh? Why'd you phrase it like that? What are you, buddy? Are you an alien? Are you not from this world? Or perhaps you are. Sexy dragon man, I hope so.
Very well. I will grant your request.
Aww.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. No one's running away from this guy.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
You just like slam him into the ground and kill him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I go as well? I read that as bring Marcel to the fountain pizza. I'm sorry, it's getting to that time of day where I can't read again.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Idia, that was it. Idia. It was Idia, right? Thank you. Back then, I drank water from the primordial sea. It heightened my sensitivity to the hydro element.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache.
Vache? Vache.
I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
Did they not have therapy or something?
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
She knows what you've done, bro.
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vignier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals.
Right.
We became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness.
Yep.
Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Just get him, bro.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved.
It got dark, yeah. I mean, it has had some dark things before, but yeah, they have been upping the dark subject matter quite considerably since Inazuma really was where it started.
From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
It looks like I didn't meet Vignier back then either. They must have wanted me to lure Marcel back here from the very beginning, yes.
No! Yeah, she can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
Bro, there was no mercy shown to your victims, so I'm just gonna walk away.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you.
We didn't pass on the message. We completely ignored that. We just kept it to ourselves.
She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
I think that's fair.
Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Yeah, dude. Later, the guards find the culprit of the serial disappearances. I couldn't read that in time. Several days later. I'm guessing he's dead, though. Oh, well. Never mind. Oh, it's raining.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Things took a dark turn fast, they did. Shopping is stressful in its own way, though. My legs are killing me.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
Yes, but this weather, is it because of someone? I need to go see if he's okay. I wish I could go see if he's okay. It was all because of that cut on his cheek. He didn't get a kiss better, so that's my bad. I'm sorry, guys.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, he creeps me out. I'm sorry. Go away.
Oh, hey,
Ah.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen.
Oh my.
Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
That's a positive result.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Things turned out as well as they could have.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Typical Charlotte.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
Oh wow.
I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness. Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose.
That sounds interesting.
To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since.
Charlotte's funny. I do like her.
She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh. Reconciliation. Very nice.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Well, that's good.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Yeah, her outfit is really pretty, isn't it? She's a Geo character.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness.
Also, she's just like a really nice character in general. I liked Navia.
Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
Yeah?
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Can I come too?
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
Also, just because we want to be there for you, Navia. We're your friends now.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Why has it been raining constantly? Oh, no.
You're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Why has no one broken into his office and given him a hug? I'll do it. I offer myself as tribute. I will break in, bash down that door, and just give him the biggest hug.
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be. Isn't that Nervalette?
Yeah, dude.
Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
Because he feels guilty.
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette.
Again, with human emotions, you would need to put human in there if he was a human, right? I don't know.
In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself.
He's learning things.
So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days.
We know, we saw the rain. Oh.
That high and mighty chair in the opera epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
He's so sweet, though.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Yeah, I feel that, buddy.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
He's so cute. I can't. Why is he adorable?
So Navia and Nervalette seem to have made their peace as well.
Seemingly so.
Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Following Navia and Neuvillette, you pay your respect to this guy. It's Sunny.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Well, usually you're not supposed to fly around someone's grave, Paimon.
Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Wow, she took it seriously. Look at Traveler trolling away. I like it. Good on you, Ether.
Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Sounds good to me. Any excuse. But look, it's Sunny. I want to talk to her first.
Paimon's really sorry, Navia, but Paimon did something pretty disrespectful just now.
Oh no.
What are you saying, Paimon? I don't think I get it.
Don't worry, I was trolling and she's taken it as fact.
Well, aren't you not supposed to fly around someone's grave?
Huh? Who told you that?
Don't worry about it.
Hey, traveler! Why did you mess with Paimon again?
'Cause it's funny. Paimon. Oh, he's so beautiful. Look at him. Oh my god, photo time. Yeah, okay. It's a date. Let's do it.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
No, we kind of invited ourselves, but...
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Many things.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Aww. About water from the primordial sea.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research.
Okay.
There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
A good question.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Again, interesting phrasing. About the prophecy that has been circulating around Fontaine.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good.
Yep, that's the one.
Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Indeed.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs.
I would agree.
Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
Interesting.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Yes. Many things. Child.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion.
Okay.
However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
Hmm.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it.
Okay.
Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate.
Interesting, yeah.
In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information.
Well, we need to gather some more. How intriguing.
Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
Okay.
If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
All right. Well, I suppose that's something.
The only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
My sister, please.
Your sibling?
Yes.
Another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese.
Okay. I would expect nothing less. We never get answers, do we?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Yeah, can you go on a date with me? Oh, that's not an option. Well, it is now. Do you want to go on a date with me? We can go for lunch. It'll be nice. Yeah? See you there.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you.
I liked conversing with you as well.
It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
His eyes are so pretty. They're really striking.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Don't think he has a day off, man.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Yeah, because he's feeling better, Paimon. Aww. So cute.